that meal prep life. For today's meal, it's going to be an assortment of vegetables. Very easy to do. So first step first, 350 degrees Fahrenheit on the oven. You're just going to set that, let your oven heat, and then take a pan. Doesn't really matter how deep it is, any pan that you can lay everything out on. And I'm going to actually spray this. So this one's already sprayed with the oil. Olive oil spray is what I'm using in particular here. I'm going to use rainbow carrots, so mixed carrots, just to get some added color in there. It has a little different flavor as well. There's going to be broccoli, so you can cut your own broccoli. I'm just doing this very lazily, so I actually grabbed a bag of pre-cut broccoli. And then kale spinach mix. Again, I mean, you can do spinach, you can do kale, you can do any variety you want. I know kale and spinach is a little raw, but that's what I'm going to use. And then I'm also going to use butternut squash. So that's going to be another key part here that's going into this, just to get a little bit of carbs going for it. There's a whole load of vitamin A, good amount of fiber, good amount of vitamin C as well. So really what we're going to start with is the squash here. So you're going to lay out the squash and spread that out. It takes a little longer for this to cook, so that's kind of the big piece. We're spreading this out and just kind of doing this in waves. There's going to be stages here of cooking, so we can get everything cooked at least a somewhat consistent tenderness. The carrots, again, are another item that you're going to mix here with the squash because they're hardier, so it's going to take longer to cook these items as well. So going ahead, this is what you're going to do. You're going to lay out basically your orange vegetables, have them set that way, throw them in the oven now. That's what we're doing here. And then we will be on our way. So we can actually set the timer now and keep things moving. So again, setting up the timer, you've probably noticed if you've seen my other videos here, I tend to use simple increments there. 10 minutes is the go-to. So I've got that set. So we're going 10 minutes. Now that that is all done, I'm going to actually take the vegetables out. And you'll probably notice if you test them out, they're still going to be pretty hardy. So it's not soft by any means. That's why we're doing it kind of numero uno here, making sure that that gets done first and foremost for the hardier vegetables on that. And continuing on with these levels, continuing on with the layers that we're going through. Next up's going to be broccoli. So you're going to pour out the broccoli, get these all set that way. You do want to make sure that it's spread out a fair amount too, just because you don't want some portions baking, some portions not. You want to try and keep it even. So I know I'm piling everything in the middle here. I will fix that. So we're really running through. I'm going to correct and play some Tetris, lining everything up, making sure it looks a little better as far as what's going to be going into the oven from a flat standpoint here as well. And now that everything's lined up like this too, kind of a go-to, what I do frequently, especially if you've seen my other videos, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of olive oil, just a shot going through that. I know you can see the chicken in the background too, so I did do chicken with this. I'm not just eating vegetables for the week on this meal prep, so there's obviously going to be other things that you're adding to this for protein. Going through now, you're just pouring in the little bit on this. 2 tablespoons is literally about a shot, and that's what we're going to be pouring over. That's more or less a day's worth of olive oil serving too. So it's not a whole lot. I know you might be concerned with adding fat to the meal, something like that. And a lot of times, fats aren't that bad to begin with. But besides that, this is fractional for being broken up into meals. This is very minimal for your daily content of what you need to be eating for fats on there. So I'm going to pour it on. You could mix it. I'm not going to, so I'm just pouring it on that way, throwing it in the oven again, and then getting that lined up. So we'll go right back over to the timer. You'll watch me stick to my normal standard here. So I'm pushing these through 10 again, fumbling around a little bit, but 10 minutes and we're good to go. So we'll do that again, play the waiting game, and it is set to be taken out. So now oven set, 10 minutes has passed. I'm going to pull this out. You can see it. You'll be able to smell it too. This will kind of be the breaking point where things have cooked more. Things are starting to be a little more tender. And then we're going to grab more veg, throwing that on there. Spinach and kale is getting laid on. This is the final step. As you'd probably imagine, it's not going to take that long to do this. I mean, it's just kind of shrubbery that we're throwing on top. You're going to bake it on top like that. A-okay, good to go. I'm not going to leave it like just that, so I will be adding some seasoning here too. So I'm going to actually add dill seasoning for one, just to get some added flavor to it. I've noticed dill is actually great for green vegetables to add. It kind of adds a fresh flavor on top of everything, so well worth considering that kind of on your pedigree if you're looking into different seasonings to switch it up other than salt and pepper that most people do. There's definitely a variety to go through that way. So I obviously loaded this up to an extreme level, but I'm stack it that way. No more oil or anything because I do want this to actually bake. Like I want it to get crunchy for me personally. And I've got that in there for the oven. We're just going to go through and further bake this more. Set the timer. We're not doing 10 minutes now because it'll take much less. So 6 minutes on this, and that's it. Now that it's set, 6 minutes has passed, I'm going to actually pull this sucker out. And really that's it. I mean, as far as everything goes here, you can see this is laid out this way. It's baked fully as well. And really the finished product looks like this. So this is just one piece of Tupperware as far as everything goes, but this is the visual for you, what it's actually going to look like all said and done. You just throw it, Tupperware it, and that is really everything that you need here for your meal prep. And that's pretty much it. End of session. That's your meal prep life.